Puff was like, yeah, like first he was amping him to get stout. Then he was like, yo, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we could just hang out, nigga. We gotta kick it.
This is
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it and shit. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like I pay for it. And I was like, what the this just say?
Sean Diddy Combs, a music producer, is accusing hip-hop mogul of assaulting him and forcing him to have with prostitutes. But a lawyer for Combs called the events described in the lawsuit pure fiction. This is now one of several assault lawsuits filed against Combs in recent months, including a lawsuit from the R&B singer Cassie.
With the ongoing investigation swirling around Sean P. Diddy Combs, 50 Cent isn't shying away from speaking his mind about all the questionable things Diddy's been linked to. Rumor has it, with all this scrutiny, people close to Diddy are starting to feel the pressure, fearing they might be dragged into the mess as well. One of those individuals reportedly feeling the heat is Clive Davis. According to 50 Cent, it seems like all the shady dealings are about to be exposed, putting Diddy and his crew in the spotlight. So, what exactly did 50 Cent reveal? Well, he's always been outspoken about Diddy's questionable actions. In fact, there's an old story circulating about Diddy that supposedly came directly from 50 Cent himself. He spilled the beans that Diddy actually tried to take him shopping once.
To me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, but do something. You gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Now, that's got people talking because, when a guy suggests going shopping with another guy, some folks start wondering if there's more to it, if you catch my drift. But most of the people think 50 Cent felt like Diddy was trying to rope him into some shady business with other guys. And get this, last year, a spokesperson for 50 Cent told TMZ that his company, G-Unit Films and Television, is working on a documentary about the accusations against Diddy. They even said the money from the documentary will go to help those affected by SA and harassment. Additionally, 50 Cent gave a sneak peek of the documentary on Instagram. And in one clip, former Bad Boy Records rapper Mark Curry claimed that Diddy would sneakily add something to bottles of Moet to make women in clubs more vulnerable. Crazy, right? But that's not all. 50 Cent also threw some shade at rapper Rick Ross and Diddy himself. He posted lyrics from Ross's song where he talks about putting something in a woman's drink without her knowing. Now, the idea of a documentary called Surviving Diddy started as a joke online, but now a lot of people are backing it up. There was even a poster circulating on Facebook with Diddy's face and the Netflix logo, making people think a documentary was in the works. Then on November 20th, 50 Cent hinted that he might make a movie called Surviving P. Diddy. This came right after Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy and another lawsuit against Diddy's former colleague, Harve Pierre, for alleged mistreatment. Before we dive deeper into the ongoing drama surrounding Diddy and 50 Cent, let's take a step back and revisit a similar situation involving R. Kelly. The R&B superstar who faced serious legal trouble and was ultimately convicted and imprisoned? Well, it seems like Diddy is now finding himself in a similar predicament. You see, just like R. Kelly, Diddy has been in the spotlight lately for all the wrong reasons. Allegations of misconduct and shady dealings have been swirling around him, painting a picture of a troubled mogul facing serious legal scrutiny. And while the specifics may differ, the parallels between Diddy's situation and R. Kelly's downfall are hard to ignore. Now, if you missed it, though it's hard to imagine anyone did, Diddy's situation took a nosedive earlier this year. In February, another bombshell dropped when one of Diddy's former producers and videographers decided to take legal action against him. This guy, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, had been in the thick of it, working on Diddy's latest album and even crashing at his place for a spell. But what seemed like a dream gig quickly turned into a nightmare for Jones. He claimed Diddy didn't just mistreat him, he allegedly crossed lines and made threats, much like what went down with Cassie. And if that wasn't bizarre enough, Jones recounted a shocking incident where he woke up naked and disoriented in bed with Diddy and two other individuals. Talk about a wild ride, right? But that's not all. Jones also claimed to have footage and recordings of Diddy and his crew doing some seriously illegal stuff like soliciting workers and giving drinks to minors. And get this, he named a bunch of big names in his lawsuit, including Diddy's own son, Universal Music Group's CEO, and even Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah, apparently, Gooding Jr. allegedly mistreated Jones during a yacht outing with Diddy. Things got pretty uncomfortable, to say the least. Fast forward to March 25th, when federal agents raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. These raids are reportedly linked to investigations into SA and the distribution of illegal stuff. But here's the kicker. Diddy's attorney says it's all a big misunderstanding. He claims there's no proof of any wrongdoing on Diddy's part and that it's just a witch hunt fueled by baseless accusations. Today, let's fast forward to the present, where 50 Cent has thrown his hat into the ring, teasing the possibility of a movie that could further expose Diddy's alleged misdeeds. While the Netflix poster circulating online turned out to be fake, 50 Cent's intentions seem genuine. He's even hinted that the movie would face the same level of legal scrutiny as the documentary about R. Kelly did back in 2019. But amidst all this chaos, there's one person who's feeling the pressure: Clive Davis. Yeah, the legendary music exec who's basically a big deal in the industry. Turns out he was Diddy's mentor back in the day, helping shape him into the mogul he is now. Davis has worked with some of the biggest names in music, from TLC to Whitney Houston. So yeah, when it comes to Diddy's story, there's a whole lot more going on behind the scenes than meets the eye. Let's rewind the clock again back to the 90s, a time when hip-hop was on the brink of exploding into the mainstream. Diddy, then known as Puff Daddy, found himself at a crossroads after being let go from Uptown Records. He was on the hunt for a new home for his fledgling record label, Bad Boy Entertainment. And that's when fate intervened, in the form of Clive Davis. Davis, with his keen eye for talent and his finger on the pulse of the industry, saw something special in Diddy's vision. He decided to take a chance on Bad Boy, providing the financial backing and mentorship that Diddy needed to bring his dreams to life. Under Davis's guidance, Diddy blossomed into a hip-hop juggernaut, transforming Bad Boy into a powerhouse label and cementing his status as a mogul in the making. But here's where things take a twist. For years, whispers circulated within the industry about the nature of Diddy and Clive Davis's relationship. Some claimed that there was more to their partnership than meets the eye, suggesting that Diddy went above and beyond the call of duty to secure Davis's support. Rumors swirled that Diddy may have engaged in, shall we say, extracurricular activities to curry favor with his mentor. And if that wasn't scandalous enough, there were even whispers of a clandestine romance between the two, spanning a period of 5 years. For the longest time, these rumors remained just that: rumors. But in a shocking turn of events, Clive Davis himself addressed the speculation in his memoir, laying bare the truth for all to see. In his candid confession, Davis admitted to being attracted to both men and women, confirming what many had suspected all along.
Interregnum, entered into a relationship with a man. And I just revealed that because that's what the facts were.
Suddenly, the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, painting a picture of a relationship that transcended the boundaries of mentorship and veered into more intimate territory. This revelation sparked a storm of speculation, with many questioning whether Diddy's mentor, Clive Davis, may have played a role in shaping his darker, shadier tactics. Some have even gone so far as to suggest that Diddy learned from the master himself, adopting the same questionable practices that Davis allegedly employed. Remember Jaguar Wright? She dropped a bombshell when she claimed that a former lawyer working for Diddy spilled some unsettling secrets to her. According to Wright, this lawyer witnessed a jaw-dropping encounter between Diddy and singer Christopher Williams. Picture this. The lawyer walks into Diddy's office only to stumble upon Williams putting on an extra show for Diddy's pleasure. While Wright's story remains unconfirmed, it struck a chord with many who believe that where there's smoke, there's fire. But Jaguar Wright didn't stop with her shocking revelations. She also claimed that Clive Davis helped Diddy hide something terrible that happened back in 1991 at City College. During a charity basketball game organized by Diddy, a dreadful stampede occurred, leading to the tragic deaths of 9 young people. Among the victims were children and even a pregnant woman, who happened to be the girlfriend of rapper Father MC, signed to Uptown Records. Now, Diddy's response was swift and firm. He vehemently denies any responsibility for the tragic event of 1991. According to him, he played no role in the unfortunate turn of events. However, whispers from various sources suggest a different story. Some claim that the event was overcrowded, and despite warnings from security about potential dangers, Diddy allegedly turned a blind eye. And it doesn't end there. Another voice chimed in, this time from a Vine creator named Jay Versace. He alleged that he had a close encounter of the intimate kind with Diddy. Versace claimed that Diddy invited him to his lavish mansion during the peak of his career, and things took a rather uncomfortable turn. According to Versace, Diddy had him bent over that same infamous bed where other activities allegedly took place. It's a chilling echo of Wright's claims, painting a disturbing picture of Diddy's alleged behavior. But perhaps the most damning suggestion is that Diddy's playbook was handed down to him by none other than Clive Davis himself. If the rumors are to be believed, Clive introduced Diddy to the cutthroat world of the music industry, teaching him how to navigate its murky waters with ruthless efficiency.
He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, who loved to control people.
And his mentor was
Andre Well,
Tell us how
who
was
was
he
mentored by Clive Davis.
And if history is any indication, Clive might have imparted another valuable lesson to Diddy: how to deal with troublesome artists. There's a long-standing rumor that Clive Davis had a knack for disposing of artists who caused him headaches. Take Whitney Houston, for example. Recent revelations hint at a darker truth that Clive may have actually stood to gain more from Whitney's tragic demise than he ever did while she was alive. Some folks out there even had a wild theory that Clive Davis might have had a hand in Whitney Houston's passing. Why? Well, after Whitney tragically passed away, both Diddy and Clive were reportedly seen partying it up in the very same building where Whitney's body was found. Now, let's talk about the tricky world of music contracts. It's like a maze full of twists and turns that most people don't even know about. But hold on to your hats, because here's where it gets really interesting. There's this reporter named Hank Harrison who dug up some seriously spooky stuff hidden deep in artist contracts. It's called the death clause, and let me tell you, it's a real eyebrow raiser. Basically, this sneaky clause gives record companies the power to cash in big time if an artist kicks the bucket. How? Well, get this. The company can take out insurance policies worth 10 times what they think the artist will earn. So, if an artist can't perform anymore or doesn't pay back the money they owe, they actually become more valuable to the company dead. It sounds like something straight out of a movie, doesn't it? But wait, there's more. This whole death clause thing isn't new. It's been around since the old days when shady figures ruled the music industry. Back then, it was all about securing financial power and control, even if it meant making money off someone's tragedy. And let me tell you, this clause has evolved over time, but its shady essence remains the same. Nowadays, with record labels pouring huge amounts of money into grooming new talent, these insurance policies can be worth billions. It's like a safety net for the labels, protecting their investments and projected profits in case something bad happens to the artist. So, while it may sound like something out of a thriller movie, the reality is that this sinister clause is lurking in the shadows, quietly profiting off the lives and deaths of artists. Amidst all the shocking revelations, speculation is swirling around Clive Davis's potential involvement with the infamous death clause. People are wondering if he might have benefited in any way from the tragic loss of his prized protege, Whitney. While there's no concrete evidence linking Davis directly to this exploitative clause, artists and industry insiders are starting to speak out. They're painting a troubling picture of Davis's potential role in capitalizing on the grim provisions of the clause. What was once whispered about in hushed tones is now being openly discussed, with artists sharing their experiences of being ensnared in the music industry's dark underbelly. One such voice is avant-garde musician Diamanda Gallas, who didn't mince words when she took to Facebook to criticize Davis. Gallas called him a colossal pig and accused him of pushing Houston back onto the stage before she was ready, all for the sake of profit. She even went so far as to predict Davis's response, mocking his potential justifications for exploiting Houston's death for financial gain. But Gallas isn't alone in her condemnation of Davis. Jaguar Wright, in a recent interview, echoed similar sentiments, alleging that Davis was driven by a desire to regain control over Houston's career. According to Wright, Davis was intent on forcing Houston to stage a comeback, regardless of the toll it took on her well-being. Amidst the heat of Gallus's sharp criticism, a spokesperson representing Davis vehemently rejected the accusations, underlining Davis's professed affection and regard for Houston. Yet, the allegations persist, fueled by a growing chorus of voices decrying what they perceive as the exploitation of artists by industry figures like Davis. To understand the context better, let's rewind again to 2009, a pivotal year in Whitney Houston's career masterminded by Clive Davis. After battling substance issues and enduring a turbulent divorce, Whitney staged a remarkable comeback with her album I Look to You. The album soared, selling over 304,000 copies within a mere week, catapulting her back to the pinnacle of the music charts. Davis couldn't contain his elation, lauding Whitney's resilience through songs like I Didn't Know My Own Strength. But despite this success, Whitney didn't release anything else afterward. Her voice had been affected by substance addiction, much to Clive's disappointment. Yet, despite Whitney's vocal decline, Clive remained optimistic. Some wondered if his hope was fueled more by money than genuine concern for Whitney's well-being. After all, Clive was known to prioritize profits over his protege's health. Fast forward to February 11, 2012, the day before the Grammy Awards. Whitney was found dead in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, just hours before she was supposed to attend Clive's annual pre-Grammy party. Despite her tragic passing, Clive still went ahead with the party, paying tribute to Whitney's legacy. He spoke of her talent and grace, saying that Whitney would have wanted the music to go on. Whitney's death shocked the world, with many speculating about the circumstances surrounding it. The coroner's report mentioned finding a white substance in her room, along with an open bottle of pain medication. The results from the autopsy revealed that Whitney's passing was deemed an accidental drowning, with atherosclerotic heart disease noted as a contributing factor. There was also mention of possible substance use prior to her tragic demise. While there's no solid evidence connecting Clive to Whitney's death or the accusations against Diddy, there's a lingering sense that Clive might have exerted a negative influence on his artists. And the plot thickens because Diddy has nothing but admiration for Clive. In a heartfelt gesture in 2019, Diddy openly expressed his gratitude towards Clive Davis, acknowledging Clive and Arista Records for offering him a lifeline when he was establishing Bad Boy Entertainment. Diddy highlighted Clive as one of the pioneering industry figures who believed in his potential, stating that he would forever be indebted to him for the opportunity. This is where 50 Cent enters the picture, suggesting that Clive Davis was extremely worried that Diddy might get arrested. He feared that Diddy might reveal something to the authorities that could implicate him. It's not just Clive. Many other A-list celebrities are also concerned about Diddy being dragged into legal troubles. They're willing to pay large sums to keep Diddy out of the spotlight of speculation, as they fear being dragged into the mess too. Take Jay-Z, for instance. Besides Clive Davis, Jay-Z is another celebrity who has a close relationship with Diddy. Their collaboration and mutual support are well known. Diddy even mentioned that only Jay-Z can call him by his real name, Sean, showing the depth of their bond. Now, many fans are backing 50 Cent, saying he should keep going with the movie to shed more light on Diddy's actions and caution aspiring artists about such influential figures. Some folks even suspect that Clive Davis might have indeed influenced Diddy, suggesting that Diddy learned these questionable tactics from his mentor. They argue that if it weren't for mentors like Clive, individuals like Diddy might not have engaged in such behavior, though the only difference is that they haven't been caught yet. Diddy's recklessness has led to more exposure of unsavory characters, and many insiders and celebrities, including 50 Cent, are rallying behind the effort. But what's your take on all of this? Do you think 50 Cent will push through with the movie? Or do you believe Clive Davis could be the next target of investigation? Drop your thoughts below, and while you're at it, why not check out our other videos for more juicy tea?